Hello everyone, welcome to my class. In the previous episode, we have discussed about the law of variable proportion, law of returns to scale, and also short run as well as the long run analysis. Today, in this episode, I'm going to discuss about the concept of production cost. Cost of production can be defined as the expenses incurred in the production of a commodity by a firm. That means cost of production is what? That is expenses incurred by the producer. Why? Because to the production of the output, or the total cost incurred by a business because to produce a specific quantity of a product or offer a service. So that is what the cost. Okay, so production cost is what? That means the total cost or the expenditures which incurred by the firm because to produce the output or the finished goods. Production cost may include things such as labor, raw materials, or consumable supplies. So production cost means here this expenditure that is on the basis of labor services, means labor's wage, raw materials price, and also the consumable supplies. So these are all comes under the production cost. So production of any commodity needs four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and also organization, so that for effective output the firm need to spend or expend for raw materials or the inputs, then the firm will attain a good result in the output. In economics, the cost of production is defined as the expenditures incurred to obtain the factors of production such as labor, land, capital, and are needed to the production process of a product. That means, so the factors of production and factor rewards. So you know that the factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization. And also these factors are rewarded for their contribution of the services, that is in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. Right? So that these rewards or the remunerations form the cost of production. So in order to produce output, now the firm needs to employ inputs, but a given level of output typically can be produced in many ways. So this is what the production cost or the cost of production. Okay, now we will discuss about the different concepts of cost. Now let me discuss about the classification of cost. The cost also classified into two ways. One is short run cost, another one is a long run cost. So now first we see about short run cost. So which are comes under the short run cost. In the short run, some of the factors of production cannot be varied and therefore remain fixed. As you know that already, short run analysis and long run analysis, in that you came to know that under the short run analysis, what that is at least one of the factors of production that is remain fixed or the constant, right? That means especially labor or capital. So whatever one of the factor remain constant or the fixed. And we know that the law of variable proportion theory that applicable for the short run theory, right? So that in the short run, some of the factors of production cannot be varied and therefore remain fixed. So then, which are those short run cost? So first one, total fixed cost or TFC. Okay, the short run cost is one, that is first one, total fixed cost or TFC. So then what is this total fixed cost or FC, fixed cost or TFC? The cost that a firm incurs to employ this fixed input is called as total fixed cost. That means for the incurring of fixed inputs like labor or capital. So how much the firm would spend money or spend make expenditure, that is to get the output, that is for the total fixed cost. Means the cost that a firm incurs to employ these fixed inputs, that is called as total fixed cost or fixed cost. Or we can say that fixed cost is a payment made for fixed factors in the short run. Okay, so fixed cost is what? It is the payment made for fixed factors of production. So those fixed factors of productions are there. For that, the what the firm, if it is made payment, then it is called as fixed factors. Sorry, that is called as that is fixed cost, and it does not change with the change in the level of production. So this fixed cost, it does not change. Okay, why? Because here the factors of production remain fixed or the constant, and it remains the same whether the output is increased or decreased, or even if it is become zero. Means whatever the output, either output will remain zero or increase or decrease, but what the result will be same or the fixed. And it is also called as you know, that total fixed cost or supplementary cost or the overhead cost. Okay, so total fixed cost also called as supplementary cost, overhead cost, or the fixed cost. Okay, so this is what the concept of a total fixed cost. Then let's see about few examples regarding the total fixed cost. That is examples, we can say that rent of factory, or insurance premium, standard depreciation of a plant and machinery, salaries of the permanent employees. So these are all the example for the fixed cost. Take for example salaries of a permanent what employees. So their income is, or their salary is fixed, that is cost incurred by the firm. Or rent of the factory, that is also fixed, right? So this is for the total fixed cost. Next, second one, total variable cost or TVC. This is also second short run cost, TVC, or the total variable cost. So accordingly, the cost that a firm incurs to employ these variable inputs is called as total variable cost. That means what is TVC or total variable cost? That means the cost that a firm incurs to employ these variable inputs. Okay, so fixed cost means that is fixed inputs. Okay, here it is the cost that incurred by the firm, that is for the variable inputs, that is called as TVC. Okay, and here adding the fixed and variable cost, okay, we obtain that is total cost. So adding fixed means TFC and variable cost means TVC, then we get the total cost means TC. So then we can write TC is equal to TVC plus TFC. Okay, how to obtain the TC means total cost. So total cost we obtain, that is by the way of adding up of total fixed cost as well as total variable cost. Then we obtain the result, that is total cost, and total cost is also one of the short run cost. Okay, so variable cost includes then that is payment made to the variable factors of production, and it changes along with the quantity of output. Okay, then this variable cost is also known as special cost, direct cost, or the prime cost. Okay, then what are the examples for the total variable cost? That is wage of temporary laborers, cost of fuel, electricity, raw materials. So these are the example for total variable cost, because temporary laborers salary is not fixed one, right? Or the cost of your fuel, okay, fuel price also we can't say that fixed amount, or the electricity bill, that is also including raw materials. So these are the few examples for total variable cost. Next one, short run average cost or AC. Okay, short run average cost means AC. So here, under the short run average cost, it incurred by the firm is defined as total cost per unit of output. So short run average cost incurred by a firm, that is per what total cost per unit of output. So the total cost which incurred per unit of output is called short run average cost, or we can say that average cost is the per unit total cost of production. Okay, it is the per unit total cost of production, and as a result we obtain short run average cost. And how to obtain the short run average cost? That is SAC is equal to TC by Q. TC by Q. TC means what? Total cost, divided by Q means what? That is number of unit produced, or the quantity of output. Okay, SAC means what? That is short run average cost. Then how to obtain short run average cost? That is by dividing the total cost. Okay, that means it is nothing but the per unit total cost of production. Okay, per unit total cost of production is what? Short run average cost. The next one, average variable cost, or AVC. Okay, average variable cost. Then what is this average variable cost? So average variable cost is defined as the total variable cost per unit of output. Okay, so average variable cost means what? That is total variable cost per unit of output, because average means what? Per unit. Okay, and we obtained by the way of following formula, that is average variable cost means AVC is equal to TVC divided by Q. TVC means total variable cost divided by quantity of output, that is what? Q. Okay, thus we can say that average variable cost is the cost per unit variable cost of production. Okay, and we obtain average variable cost, that is by dividing the total variable cost, that is by the number of units produced. So this is also one of the short run cost. And the next one, average fixed cost, or AFC, average fixed cost. So what is this average fixed cost? So average fixed cost is nothing but it is the total fixed cost per unit of output. Okay, don't confuse. Average variable cost means what? Total variable cost per unit of output. Okay, average fixed cost means what? That is total fixed cost per unit of output, or it is the per unit fixed cost of production of a commodity, that is called as AFC. Okay, then what is the formula of this AFC? That is AFC means average fixed cost is equal to TFC means total fixed cost divided by Q. Okay, so AFC is equal to TFC divided by Q. TFC means total fixed cost by Q. Q means what? That is quantity of output produced. Okay, as well as we can say that short run average cost means AC is equal to AVC plus AFC. So average cost we also find out by the way of average variable cost plus average fixed cost. So this is what another one, short run cost. Next one, short run marginal cost, or SMC. Short run marginal cost is defined as the change in total cost per unit of change in output. So this word you need to write, change in total cost per unit of change in output, that is what? Marginal cost. Okay, or we can say that cost of producing an extra unit of a commodity, cost of producing an extra or additional unit of commodity, that is what? Marginal cost. Okay, or again we can say that it is the addition to the total cost by the production of additional unit of commodity, so that is what? SMC, or the short run marginal cost. Then how to obtain the short run marginal cost? That is SMC is equal to change in total cost divided by change in output, or we can say that delta TC divided by delta Q. So delta means what? That is change. So change in total cost divided by change in output. So this is what the formula of a marginal cost. Okay students, so remaining part we will discuss in the next episode. Thank you.